is the UK heading to a big scale back of its climate ambitions? And this week, the opposition Conservative leader, Kemi Badenoch, backtracked from policies embraced by her Tory predecessors when it comes to climate. She recently declared that net zero will bankrupt the country and that it was, quote unquote, impossible for the UK to meet its net zero targets by 2050. She didn't offer an alternative target for the goal or actually any evidence to support this assertion. So in this discussion stuff, I want to dig into that. But CBI, the Confederation of British Industry, outwardly criticised the speech, saying how this was not the time to step back from opportunities of the green economy, and that actually the net zero economy is expanding at 3 times the rate of the wider economy. So it's worthwhile putting some investment behind it. But Seth, what are the indicators to suggest this supposed scale back?
So I think the first thing to say is I have no intention of weighing in too much on politics as such, in terms of like political parties and the like. That said, I think that UK politics as a whole, like every party, kind of needs to figure out what it wants from net zero and from the green economy. Because I think that business finds vacillation or backtracking just very confusing. And I think that's what you see the CBI coming out with. A few years ago, the direction of travel the UK seemed to be headed in was where there was a fairly clear government position, which I think the Boris Johnson government actually did quite a lot to bring to the fore, which was that the green economy is going to be a net enabler of the economic growth story of the UK. It's going to create new jobs, new industries, new new centers of excellence, really, or new capabilities for the UK. And there was a lot of talk of offshore wind being a big space for us. There was some talk of hydrogen, carbon capture and storage, various new technologies as being not just good green economy sector growth, but also stuff that could maybe even revive UK manufacturing potential. I think that what is very confusing now is that the party that possibly did the most to create that narrative was the Conservative Party, and the party that now seems to be most keen to dismantle that narrative, and I think this has actually been kind of true since Rishi Sunak, seems to be the Conservative Party as well. So there's a bit of just like, what do you guys want from this? That I'm wondering. On the Labour side, Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves have generally upheld the official line on net zero, or at least they have not too directly countered it. And I think Ed Miliband is also like really doing an amazing job at bringing together a concrete agenda to make this sort of thing happen, right? And he's doing all the right things from what I can see. At the same time, I don't think that the UK government has many openings to salvage their current economic story. And what I mean by that is that, they have this fiscal hole that they need to fill. They have exhausted most of the measures that the UK population is readily comfortable with for them to exhaust. And actually the next, viable place for them to go and try and make cuts or try and make scale backs in the agenda is going to be around stuff like renewable energy and clean tech and promoting the green economy. And I just have this fear that the writing is on the wall, that the commitment to the green economy is somewhat shallow right now across the political spectrum. And so I'm kind of waiting for a scale back, to be honest.